This is how our toilet works on our 36-foot sailboat. Okay, so we've been living and using this toilet for the past 4 months, and now we're decommissioning the boat to be stored on the hard for the next 6 months. So we've got to clean through our toilet system. So pretty much what I'm up to is I am flushing a whole bunch of fresh water through the system, and then we are pumping that poo out of there. I thought it would be the perfect time to show you how this manual toilet actually works, because it's not like your toilet at home. So there's 2 modes on the pump. There's the dry bowl and then there's the wet bowl. This is the pump handle. I have it in the locked position, but when I'm ready to pump, I turn it to the unlocked position. So say you went number 1 and you filled the toilet up like that. What we did most often when we were in the Bahamas was we had it on the dry bowl and we would just pump it through. Just like that. And it goes through the pump and into the holding tank. Then to flush out any remnants of number 1 that would still be in the bottom of the bowl, we filled this little bowl up with fresh water from our sink. We would swirl that all around in there, and we would pump it through again. I know, pretty fun. Okay, now for number 2. Number 2 was when we primarily would use the wet bowl. And if you put it on the wet bowl side, it actually can pull water from the ocean or from the sink into the toilet bowl. So under here is the valve for the toilet wet head and for the sink. So if this is open, then that is allowing water from the ocean outside the boat to flow up and through to the toilet. It's also letting water in the sink drain out into the ocean. It works both ways. It's kind of weird. But I'm gonna leave it closed for now because I'm working on getting the salt water out of the system. But since the valves are connected, you can also fill water into the sink and it'll get up into those same tubes. And since I have that valve closed, the sink isn't draining. But it's connected to the wet head of the toilet. I know, it's confusing. So I can actually pump the wet head and the water will drain out of the sink and into the toilet. Ready? Here it comes into the toilet, down the sides. Oh, it's gone from the sink. See? So weird. So for number 2, we would often use the wet head and pump salt water in through the toilet and flush all the number 2 down and through the tubes, because often number 2 required more water, so we didn't want to waste our fresh water and we would use salt water. Once you flush number 2 through and down through the pump with enough salt water, you would then flip it back to the dry bowl and pump the rest of the water through. And we would often add a couple more cups of fresh water and pump it through as well. Anyway, I'll be here